How's it going, everybody? James, Online Car Show. Well, got an exciting video for y'all today. We're gonna bring y'all an update on this current sim rig, how it is, to prepare y'all for an upgrade coming in 2 weeks probably. So without hesitation, let's go ahead and get this video started. Thought I'd give you an update on the sim rig. There's a couple things that have changed on it since my last video, and I just want to make sure all of y'all are up to date before a big upgrade comes here in a couple of weeks. I'll go ahead and put it out there. I decided to go direct drive. Finally, I worked on upgrading the pedals and just kind of slowly worked my way to direct drive. I'm not going to tell you which company I went with and what all transpired in making that decision, but I'm going to tell you it was it's worth watching. So be on the lookout for that video coming soon. You don't want to miss it. But anyways, just want to go over currently what my current sim racing rig looks like. I guess I'll go ahead and start off with one of the smallest things. One of the things I highly recommend anybody sim racing. My hands hurt from doing it so much sometimes, but I recommend getting a good set of gloves. Recently purchased these Sparco Hyper Grips. They've got a little pad inside the palm where your hand meets the steering wheel, and it is really it really makes the driving more comfortable, and the grip and all that is nice to have the extra grip. Plus the fact, as you can see here, over time you're going to slowly start wearing out your steering wheel just from your hands being there and whatnot. This is a cheaper, Thrustmaster wheel. I think it's just some kind of foam on here, but this illustrates the point. If I had worn gloves there, maybe this wouldn't be so worn out and so forth like it is right now. So to help save your hands, help save your rig, it's just good mojo all the way around. You can go with some good spark clothes, or as I used before, they make a cheaper solution. You've got the Fly racing gloves. These are great. What you're looking for is something with a little bit of cushion in the palm, like I said, to comfort you as you're gripping the wheel for long races. Something with a lot of grip, and you want something that isn't hot. Some of the go-karting or some of the karting gloves are real thick and can be really hot, and you don't want that racing. You want it to be comfortable. That's one reason I love these Sparcos. They're highly breathable. But that covers the gloves. Let's move on. All right, and I think the big upgrade y'all probably haven't seen here is I was originally using VR. Honest with y'all, I didn't like VR because I felt honestly like I left this world. It's like when you put on those headsets, if the dog's by you, if the wife's in the room trying to have a conversation, maybe you've got, sometimes I'll put on the news or even a movie here while I'm racing. So, between laps or if I'm waiting in the pit or whatever, I can stare up at the TV, see what's going on. I just didn't like that VR just totally took you away from this world and put you in the racing world. And yes, it is more immersive. You can hit your corners closer, your apexes. It's got a lot of positive things to it. That part of it just made it to where I didn't race as much because honestly, it was just so much effort to do it, and just leaving this world and going into the VR world, it was just too much. So I went back to screen. My wife bought me this awesome Samsung G9 ultra widescreen, and it is more than fit the bill. I love it. Yes, a triple setup would be much better, but this definitely fits the bill really good. We've got it mounted, speaking of which, on Next Level Racing's monitor mount here. They didn't say it was supposed to work with 49-inch monitors, but I actually did get it to work. The back end I lowered a little bit, and we raised the front so it gave it a straight up and down profile like I was needing. But just know that Next Level Racing is not currently supporting these for 49-inch, even though the weight is totally fine. If it'll fit triples, it's gonna fit a 49 and handle it for weight. We've got, let's go with something, and it's dusty. Ooh. But we've got the wind simulators here. These I built. This is car intake piping. There's some videos out there on YouTube you can look up on how you can do this yourself. You do want to experiment a little bit with the fans, because I had issues with some of the videos. The fans that they were recommending I use, they were either not strong enough or too noisy. I'm not very happy with these quite yet, so I'm not sure if I'm going to put these in a video for y'all. Let me do a little bit of experimentation, try some other fans before I release something like that to you to try, but we'll move on from there. Another thing I've recently added, we've got the surround sound. This is a Logitech digital setup. We've got 5, there's a center channel in there. We've got 5 speakers and a subwoofer supporting it. I love the sound of this. You can pick up these, I don't know, $200 or $300 I think, which is well worth the price. It's THX digital, it takes fiber optic cables, 5.1 surround sound. Like I said, it works great for what you need for sim racing. These little stands here do kind of get in my way, and the dogs knock them over and all kinds of stuff. So I'm looking for a solution that I can mount it permanently to the back of the seat. Maybe in time I'll figure that out. One of the other things that's changed since my last video, these bad boys. Those are Fanatec Club Sport pedals. I've done the kit to strengthen the brake pedal. So it's got the, the stronger brake pedal, dampeners installed. I do want to put on the other covers. It came with 2 sets of covers. These things have been great, and honestly, if you're like me and you went from a Thrustmaster, just to give you all kind of run down the timeline. First off, I got the Thrustmaster. I just had it connected to the desk over there, and pedals on the floor, the Thrustmaster pedals, and that's basically where I started actually it was a controller, but the first rear wheel, that's how I had it set up. It was just clipped to the desk. I had pedals underneath, and it worked great. That's where you need to start sim racing. There's no sense in dropping thousands of dollars starting off. Get into it. If you like it, get more into it. That's the way I see it. And I've grown with the sim racing, and I felt it was time to up my game a little bit racing. And that's kind of where you want to go. Start off with a good combo system. You get everything you need. One thing you're going to do to get faster track times, honestly, the number one thing you can do is pedals. Having a little more brake feel, consistency on the brakes makes, that takes seconds off my lap times, big time. So I have loved the Fanatec Club Sports. They're great. I know there's more expensive options out there that may be a little bit better, but for where I'm at racing, these things are perfect. No complaints. We'll move on. This thing's kind of staring at me here, so we'll do it next. This is the button box I custom built. It's got an Arduino board inside there. I've custom wired. There's some YouTube videos out there you can search by yourself and find out how to do this. You do have to program the little board in there. You have to wire up each of these, which I think each one had 2 wires connected to it, and some of them had 4 or 5, but it wasn't too bad of a project. Just leave you a good Sunday afternoon or something if you plan on doing something like this. You can get most of the stuff from Amazon or eBay, most of the parts you need, and it's way cheaper doing it yourself than going out and spending $75 to $150 on one of these boxes. I think this cost me, I want to say, $30 maybe in parts, $40 at the most, plus I clear coated it and had used some paint that I had in the garage just to pretty it up a little bit. So it was about, I'd say, half the price doing it yourself. And that's going to bring me over here. And one thing is, I use a program called SimHub to connect all this stuff. SimHub connects my wind simulator, it connects my button box, it connects my dashboard. It kind of mends everything together for you and allows you to tweak every setting and stuff like that. It's good stuff. But we'll go up next to this is actually an ancient iPhone. I think it's like a 2nd series iPhone or something like that. But I'm using it right now for a dashboard, and it's worked great. It is a little small, but what happens is the gear indicator light, whenever I shift gears, goes white. And if I'm staring straight forward, I can see that out of the corner of my eye, that change in color, and it lets me know when I need to shift gear, or if I need to look down and just see what gear I'm in before doing a downshift in the corner. I can easily do so. It also gives me information like my lap times, best lap, estimated lap, your delta over your best, are you running better or worse than your best lap, you know, etc. like that. How much fuel I've got left, my front and rear, brake bias, ABS settings, TC settings. It's got it all there, even incident points, etc. You can also scroll and it give you other information. It's not going to right now because I'm not on the track. I've got my microphone. We'll go over that real quick. It's dusty as can be too. This is a Razer Siren X, I believe. A cheaper microphone. It works great. It's near professional quality. I used to do live streams and stuff like that with it. A little signal boost knob here that helps. And next, let's see here. We will go Thrustmaster T300 RS. Like I said, this is one of the first things I bought for SimRacing. It's been an excellent wheel. I've got the open wheel set up on here right now. This little cover on top actually unscrews if you buy the upgrade, and you can put a little dash in there, or RPM indicator and gear indicator. Which is cool. It's a little expensive. I think it's like $200 or $300 for that gauge. That's why I never did it, especially when I've got that over there. This has been an open wheel. If you do the Thrustmaster, you are going to need the wheel that the T300 RS, I'm going to show you all a picture here, that it comes with is just, it's a toy. It's too small. It doesn't feel good in your hands. It's horrible. So I use this wheel primarily for my open wheel, you know, Formula, Indy cars, etc. like that. I will use it time to time for GT racing. I'm kind of on the fence on which steering wheel I like better for GT. As you know, a lot of the GT cars nowadays, the new ones, actually have an open wheel setup like this. It is a little bit shorter together than my other wheel, and of course you don't have a top and bottom if you need it. But if you're holding the wheel correctly, you never need a top and bottom. I'll show you the other wheel, which has been even better than that one. This is the Alcantara Ferrari wheel for the Thrustmaster. It's probably their best wheel you can buy. I do have a little issue with it. It's not very strongly built. When I'm pushing on it, on the sides even, it does seem a lot of movement structurally. It could use a lot more support, and that's being compared to, you know, the Fanatec's, the Moses, and other products like that that are just built a little bit better. But this is, you know, a starting out kit from Thrustmaster. At the price point it's at, it's hard to get stuff that's, you know, built like that. But this wheel is excellent. It's as you can see, it's a pretty wide wheel compared to most of the Thrustmaster wheels. It's I don't know, a good inch wider at least than my open wheel. It's got an Alcantara leather, which is excellent. A red marker on the steering wheel, which helps during driving. It's got, what is that, 6 buttons, dual flappers on the back, paddle shifters, and you've got a knob on the bottom that's also a push button right there. So it's got decent controls for Thrustmaster. These on the back, of course, they're just metal, but I have enjoyed them. They're actually kind of clicky, and they're not bad. For like I said, the price point you're at, they're not bad. One thing I really dislike though about the Thrustmaster is I've got to carry a damn screwdriver with me to switch the wheels, because there's no quick release on this. To release this wheel, you literally have to turn it over or sideways, and there's a screw right there. You can see, yeah, there it is. So you got to remove that screw and then untwist the thing, then twist the new one on, then put the new screw in, and that's how you change steering wheels. And it's just kind of annoyance having to find a dang screwdriver. I mean, why in today's technology, how hard is it to put some kind of locking pin in there, or even a quick release system like everything else is on the market? So that is a little disappointing with the Thrustmaster, but like I said, at the price point it's at, how in the hell can you really complain that much? Now we'll get into the stick shift. I've also got an e-brake. I don't have it on here because I honestly never use it. I don't do rally games anymore and just don't really have a need for it. So I took it off the system, but you can see the plates there if I ever decide to put it back. This is a TH8A shifter from Thrustmaster, and this is one of the things they actually have nailed pretty good. It's probably about on line with, at least from what I've heard, with the Fanatec stick shifter. You know, no complaints here. This will probably stay on my rig, even with the, it'll be the last Thrustmaster piece on here, but so be it. All right, well, while it's loading up here, we got the Winton Motor Raceway coming up and the Lamborghini GT3 Evo Huracan. Thought I'd go over the rig and some of the stuff I missed here. One being this badass, hey, Fiona, one being this badass Next Level Racing frame. It works great, honestly. It does both GT and Formula style seating positions. So whether you want to do, you know, an open rig Indy or open wheel Indy or Formula style seating, you can do that with your legs in the air. It's awesome that it has that functionality. I usually just race it in the GT style, but I have in the past switched back and forth. It's not too bad. You just loosen up some screws down there. Also got a LED setup on it. We put LEDs underneath the
check your car setup.
Steering column here, and that allows you to see down there. As you can see, I've got my petrol box GT40 livery socks on, ready to race. Another big thing here I missed before we hit the practice button, the butt kicker system. As you can see, I've got it set up over there, the main box, control box. It's actually Next Level Racing's FGT rig, which is what this is. Has a mounting location for the butt kicker underneath the seat, perfectly positioned. It works great, and I didn't think the butt kicker system would actually help my driving, but it actually improved my driving, just having that little bit more feel with the car. I've got it velcroed to the control remote, velcroed to the FGT frame, where I can easily access and erase if I need to turn it up or down. So let's go ahead and get practice and see what this thing will do. As I mentioned, this is the Huracan GT3 Lamborghini Evo. Just point of view a little better. Y'all closer look. Somewhere around there, 85, 87 is usually where I have it. Honestly, I typically use the Ferrari F99X wheel, but I know this wheel better matches the actual GT3 cars. And yes, I've got the cheater line on, driving line. I do not know Winton at all. I'm not a fan of this track, by the way. I don't think anybody is, but it's kind of blah. It's not one I race typically, so I need the cheater line. But you can see that, ooh, getting a little crazy. It's really hard to push it on this track without getting sideways, but with everything coming together, you know, it really helps your drive, and I can feel the force feedback in the wheel. Although it's light, you know, when I get that direct drive, that's going to improve. I've got the butt kicker system underneath me vibrating the seat. I've got wind coming at me from the wind simulators based off speed. I've even got Fanatec pedals, Fanatic pedals, even have force feedback in the pedals. You kind of notice it on, you know, when you take your foot off the brake, or, whoa, somebody's getting crazy here. Look at this dude. You're not supposed to off-road in the GT40s, but just thought I'd help him out there. But iRacing fanatic, sorry, that really caught me off guard. You can see, I mean, it's a blast, and I cannot wait for direct drive to improve. And speaking of which, you know, I know I've got a bunch of followers that aren't into sim racing, that are more into cars and stuff. If you're thinking about getting a sim rig or diving into sim racing, I highly freaking recommend it. I mean, I'll do things in this that I wouldn't dare do with my Corvette, and it's honestly made me a better driver, period. Just, you know, racing all the time, learning how to push the limits, learning how to take, you know, a corner, slow in, fast out. It's been beneficial all the way around, and like I said, it allows me to do things I would never do in a real car too. And it's so much fun. iRacing is the one I typically race. My name is James S. Spivey. Those want to follow me in it, but I typically just do iRacing. I know it doesn't have the best graphics compared to like Assetto Corsa Competition, but what I like about iRacing is the competition. Honestly, it is so freaking competitive. You've got safety ratings, I ratings, which is based off your driving performance, of course, and wins. And you know, I'm getting off on a tyrant about iRacing, but you know, coming back to the subject, if you're thinking about getting into sim racing, I highly recommend it. You know, what I'm trying to show in this video is you don't have to go $20,000 in. You can start off and, you know, slowly upgrade piece by piece, get the things you need and work up from there. Got some screen tearing going on, but it has been so much fun. I'm not even wearing gloves right now, which I should be after telling y'all, but I basically just jumped in. I can't tell you guys enough how much I've just freaking enjoyed sim racing. It has become a new hobby to me and I love it. I'm looking forward to getting into leagues, and they also have esport races where you can actually, you know, the winner, I've heard of some that were, you know, $5,000 upward of $10,000. It's fun and you can take it as far, you know, as you want to. There's actual race teams of real cars now recruiting people from the sim racing world, as y'all have seen in Formula, I think in NASCAR and GT, definitely. I can't tell you how much fun it is. That's all I can stress in this. Well, thank y'all so much for watching. Can't say that enough. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe below. That helps my videos to grow and help support my channel, and I can't say thank you enough for that, guys. Be sure to be on the lookout for that upcoming video I've got with the upgrade we're doing to the sim rig. It's gonna be freaking epic and I cannot wait, guys. I'm pumped. It's 2 weeks, I think, to ship it or something like that, they said. So I am patiently looking out the window for UPS. But anyways, got a bunch more content on the way. We've got a cooling mod video coming for the ZR1. We've got an exhaust mod video coming for the ZR1, a focus mod video that's waiting in the garage to install, petrol box videos, more sim racing videos. I'm thinking about hosting a sim racing race monthly on iRacing for prizes. So bunch more to come, guys. Be sure to stick around, see what's coming up with the latest updates.